Are you sick and tired of hitting bad golf shots? Do you want to hit the golf ball better? Do you want to hit the golf ball further? And do you indeed want to get good at golf? Hi everyone, my name's James and welcome back to Get Good at Golf. If you want to do just that, please make sure you do consider hitting that subscribe button below. So today, this is a video that we've been asked for quite a long time. What's the biggest fault you see with golfers with their irons? And it's actually something which we've covered before, but not in as much depth as we're going to do today, because I remember from years ago, one of the world's best golf coaches, Graham Walker, saying, would you rather have the perfect swing or the perfect setup? So guys, what do you think you would rather have? Would you rather have the perfect golf swing or the perfect setup? Well, in fact, it's a trick question because you can't have the perfect golf swing without the perfect setup. And it's even more of a trick question than that because there's no such thing as either. But today we're going to help you get your perfect swing and we're going to help you get good at golf. So we've got 150 yards out here. Now I've got an 8 iron, and one of the big things that I see so often is it stems from being a little bit lazy more than anything. So obviously golf's a sport where you're probably never going to hit exactly the same shot twice, unless you're like Gary Martin, you're hitting a provisional time after time off the par 3. But ideally, we'll never hit the same shot twice. So for us to walk into a golf ball and stand in exactly the same position to the millimetre is very, very difficult. And so often we see people come in and you're like, right, 150 yards, oh, I've hit that okay, but that's going left. I've struck it well, the distance isn't that bad. Why has that gone so far left? Now, as you can see, if I stand too far away from this golf ball, essentially what's going to happen here is that loft is going to point to the left that way. So even if I make the perfect golf swing, essentially that golf ball isn't going to go where I want it to go. So one of the big things that you don't want to be doing here is seeing your hands too low. If you get your hands too low and you get that shaft angle down near the ground, essentially you'll see more arched over on the back, and not only will you see that shot that just wants to keep going left, I can hit you that time after time with that setup. And it's very, very easy to get wrong, and all of a sudden if you fall into that habit, I'd have a bet with you guys at home. How many people have videoed your own golf swing? And how many people have watched that video back and gone, oh no, please, don't make me watch it again. We've all been there. I do it often. I do it when I'm editing all my videos. Chris is the same. Nobody likes the look of their own golf swing. It's a little bit like hearing your own voice if you ever do radio or anything like that or make YouTube videos. But you can learn so much from it because not only am I hitting consistent bad golf shots here, time after time after time, but I want to then think, right, how do I get that golf shot straighter? How can I strike it that little bit better? Maybe I can create more club head speed, which will result in more ball speed. And if I can tie that together with a straight golf shot, then we're pretty much going to be perfect, aren't we? So all I need to do, the answer's simple, isn't it? I need to stand closer to it. And this is the kind of next step of the journey that we start to see. So from here, oh, well, I've struck that as well as I could do. I mean, it's not gone very far, and it's gone a little bit to the right. Club face was open, so what have I done wrong there? Because I was stood too far away initially, the handle was too low as we saw, so now I've got closer to it, I want that handle nice and high, and that's a little bit better. Surely that's going to go the distance? No, 120 yards with an 8 iron isn't essentially what we want to be seeing. So if I stand halfway, so about here, is that correct? And a lot of people might be going, James, that's all good and well. This is very, very simple. And the fact of the matter, it is very, very simple, but it's also so easy to get wrong and such a common mistake. So what we want to do is make sure that first of all, the ball position is nice and consistent. So one of the other flaws you'll start to see is, do I have my ball position on that left foot? Do I have my ball position on the right foot? So I want to feel as though, right, I'm going to have a couple of clubs to help me. I'm going to pop one down this way, so bang in the middle of my stance. All that is a reference point. Obviously, we're going to be doing this on the driving range, on the practice area. The other club is going to work across like this. So when you're on a golf sand mat, it's very easy for your alignment because you have those lovely lines running straight forward. But if you don't have that, I want you to think, right, from here, first of all, where is my ball position? And second of all, how close up do I want to be from that golf ball? Because essentially the last thing we want to do is be down reaching for it, and just like that we don't want to be too close and the club working up really, really high here with, again, a massive open club face because you can't turn your body. So I want to stand nice and tall, and this is something which we generally do teach beginners, but I think everyone should almost have a beginner lesson at the start of the season, almost a bit of an MOT, just so you know exactly what you're doing, your grip's right, your stance is right, maybe work on a few little tweaks of the takeaway, and from there, I think everybody would play better golf no matter what level you're at. But nice and wide here, so shoulders width. I'm going to bend from my hips a little bit here. I'm going to have some flex in my knees. And from here, I want you to feel as though your arms just hang down. We're not reaching out at all, and they're not inverted at all either. They just hang straight down. From there, put the club behind the ball, and you move to your golf club. So your golf club's just sat nicely with a nice standard lie angle. The toe of the club isn't in the air. The heel of the club isn't in the air, it's just sat nicely. So I move until I feel really comfortable there. From here now, does that look better? Chris has given me the thumbs up. Can we also have a word for Chris's finger? He's had a very, very bad injury, he's nearly lost his finger. So lots of videos from me come in until we get better with that. But as I move towards that golf club now, you can see that I can take the club away nicely, and I'm still in a nice athletic posture. I'm not too far down, I'm not too far stood up. So all I need to do is start making the same golf swing I was making. I'm not swinging any faster, apart from what my body allows me to. We've now got 154 yards, we're in the middle of the green, we've got good spin rate. So essentially, I'm just making sure here, and you can do this throughout the bag, you can do it with all your irons, your wedges, your driver, just make sure that it's comfortable. But what you don't want to be doing is stepping up to a par 3 on the golf course, setting your club down and then moving forwards and backwards. It needs to feel a little bit more autonomous than that, and the only way that's going to happen is by doing this at the driving range. So again, set that club up, I'm nice and wide, bend from the hips, bend from the knees, and I think I'm probably would you say I'm too close there? Realistically? I think there, if I just give myself that, again, it gives me a little bit more room to hit the shots that I'm trying to hit. We're obviously talking fine margins here. We're not talking about inches, we're not talking about meters, we're talking about millimeters or centimeters here. And the last thing that I want you to do, this works really, really well for this last tip, having 2 golf clubs here. Again, put the club down. So what we're thinking here is the club's laying down statically. So that lie angle is statically neutral. Now that might change throughout the golf swing, that might be dynamically different depending on how you deliver the golf club, but once that's in the right position, visually here, I want the grip in front of this club here. So I don't want it on it, I don't want it behind it, I want it slightly in front of it, and as you can see, that gives me a little bit of static forward shaft lean. So essentially what we're trying to do there is recreate that static forward shaft lean. So maybe walk in with your left hand, get yourself again, posture, nice and correct, handle forward, turn in and hit it, and all of a sudden we're hitting really nice consistent golf shots that can help you lower those scores and of course get good at golf.